resort is one of the most popular places to visit in Gaza. Looking out to sea, you can almost forget, for a moment, all its problems. It's been a long and difficult decade in the Gaza Strip. A year after Hamas won parliamentary elections in Gaza and the West Bank, Palestinians turned on each other. A battle broke out between Hamas and its political rival Fatah. When it was over, more than 100 Palestinians had been killed. They were fighting for the right to rule this small piece of land, hemmed between Israel, the Mediterranean Sea, and Egypt. Hamas won the battle and kicked Fatah's senior leaders out of Gaza. Israel then permanently closed the border and imposed a siege on Gaza. It continues to this day. Hamas is firmly entrenched in Gaza. It's established its own loyal police force.
Hamas trains and equips 8,200 police across Gaza to keep it under control. The problem is, though, for the last 2 years, it hasn't had enough money to pay them their full salaries.
In fact, Hamas's financial situation has become so bad, all of its 40,000 government employees are owed money.
Our police are strong and believe in Palestine, so the salary will not stop us. Some haven't been paid for a long time.
And this is a big problem for Hamas. In the last few years, it's lost support from Syria, Iran, and Egypt.
There is no secret that Hamas is facing a very difficult political isolation. Its ties with Egypt has disconnected for about 2.5 years now since Morsi was ousted. It is one of the lowest points in Hamas political relations and Hamas diplomacy with the outside countries.
Shati refugee camp backs onto the Mediterranean Sea. In English, it's called Beach Camp. It's also the home of the leader of Hamas in Gaza. Over the last month, 9 members of Hamas's military wing, the Al-Qassam brigades, were killed when tunnels they were rebuilding near the Israeli border collapsed. Thousands turned out for the funeral. At the time, Hamas leader Ismail Haniyeh said Gaza was digging twice as many tunnels as North Vietnam had during its war. You've spoken out about rebuilding tunnels. Is Hamas preparing for a war again?
We are preparing to defend the Palestinian people with all our resistance. We aren't looking for a war, but if Israel is aggressive towards our people, we are ready to protect them.
You've been in power for 10 years. There's been 3 wars, a siege.
Yes.
Critics say that you've brought nothing but misery to the people of Gaza. What do you say?
It's difficult to break the will of the people of Gaza. They can handle this siege even though it's very hard. It's on the sea, on the border, and on the sky. This is collective punishment, and we are asking the international community to put an end to this crisis, to open the border, because Gaza has become a big jail.
Recently, Hamas and Fatah have been talking about forming a national unity government to end the political division. However, there's little enthusiasm for these debates in Gaza, and many wonder if the next decade will be just as hard as the last. Nicole Johnston, The Newsmakers, Gaza.